power, of course, can be exercised in a very assertive and forceful my way or the highway fashion. It can be done manipulatively, secretly behind people's backs, pushing buttons and pulling levers. Or it can be done the way that those giants of the sector did it. Russ, Adati, and Rani, and John Lohr, and a few others. The way they did it, essentially, was to put their cards on the table and say, here is what we would like to see happen. But we're not going to dictate how that happens. We're not going, we want to see a car built. We're not going to say it has to be four-wheel drive or two doors or an SUV versus a subcompact. That's all up to you. And we're gonna sit here at the table to help you believe that this is real. Because, let's face it, some foundations have done some horrible things. For example, putting out an RFP saying we want proposals on this. And then all the proposals come in and they all get turned down. Boom, not good enough. Well, rather than bait and switch, rather than making people guess about commitment, the Ranis and the Dotties and the Russes would sit there, roll up their sleeves, and work with these folks so that they knew eventually something was going to happen. And yet, they also knew that they were the ones building it. They were the ones driving it. And even when the money came, they were the ones who were going to be responsible. It wasn't a Kellogg-funded, Kellogg-owned project. And that's what I always tried to do, too. I was often accused by my colleagues of lacking vision, of not doing strategic planning. A couple even called me lazy because I wasn't there every minute of every day looking over people's shoulders. But my feeling always was that if you worked hard on the front end of a project, on its development and its architecture, and getting the right people at the table, then you could back off. And in fact, then you should back off, because at some point, you stop being helpful and start being like the old Saturday Night Live skit of the thing that wouldn't leave. So you really needed to know when it was time to say, all right, this is up and running now. People are doing a good job. I don't need to be at every meeting. In fact, I don't need to be at any meeting anymore. It's on its own.